have another question about the channeling and about the collective that you're channeling. How is it different from other collectives, like from Abraham, from
No different.
Bashar?
No different at all. It is a wider perspective, and then you have your narrow perspective. You have this access to this, what you call collective. In other words, you can see how some people, like Costa right now, using the speaking mechanism, speaking everything that exists perspective. You can see that in a child coming through with you in a most satisfying experience. You can see that in a conversation with a stranger in a grocery shop, having the most profound conversation. You can see that with the person channeling, as you call, the energy, or channeling everything that exists to their musical or theater or movie performance. In other words, it's happening at all times. No one has it more or less than that. No one is hooking up with these or these or these experiences. Those are just variety of preferences. In other words, those are the places of where individuals receiving it are finding their wideness as well, and therefore inevitably assigning the name to it, because if it would be very weird, as it was in the beginning to Costa and Armand, especially to Costa, where there was no name, where this Viola nickname came through, as we were saying that the best way to describe us is that we all are one. And then Costa and Armand made a nickname as people in interactions would talk to Costa. Well, if you get and when you get to know Costa better, you know that he speaks everything but this way. That intonation is different, that the speed is different, that there is so much feedback coming through, informing opinions and judgments and believes that it's not happening right now. And therefore, it does not matter what the name it is. It does not matter what the person bringing through your clarity is. It does not matter how consistent that particular interaction is, for as long as you know that anyone that you give attention to or interact like this is the tool for you to get you not to your truth, not to everything that exists perspective, because just to get you from the place of the question of something that was a burning question to the place of the tipping point where you then have discovery of your internal awareness of this wider perspective that you do. That part no one can do for you, regardless of how savvy they get into a variety of experiences, as there is no one that can go and insert into your experience anything that you're not ready, willing, or want to experience at that time. And so we would be easy about these experiences because it talks the truth to you and you are hearing it in a variety of ways. There's so many on the broadcast or that will interact with this particular video clip in the future, everyone getting completely different perspective. You may be resonating with this within the place of receiving answer. For someone, this might be even confusing. For a lot of people it is. If they're going and listening to a variety of other people, it was confusing for a month too. For the first month, several months, he would understand, it would resonate with him, but he needed time to configure everything that was coming through based off of everything else that he knew. So therefore, in the beginning, his experience with this flow flowing through Costa was more in a place of the question and formulating the question and formulating intellectual understanding and formulating the question and getting adjusted to the new language and formulating the question, and therefore coming through to see that this experience can be both. Oftentimes friends will come not even knowing they have the question until they start interacting with the steadiness, because oftentimes this is what we're doing. We are not doing together, all with you, not coming to the place to get you only from the question to answer, but also to show you that you can have an opportunity. You can be the one opening the door for the question as well, and therefore allowing yourself for that also to be a gradual, incremental, satisfying, curious discovery is one of the highest excitements for Costa and Armand.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful, thank you. I'm complete.